Hey, Shalom, Call Hello, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Hakodash, the ones, the apostles of great millstone, and Shalom, two brothers in the highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully, and continue fighting that good fight of faith. Lord willing, we're finding the number to be delivered, but until then, we're going to keep pushing and keeping our hands to this plow until the Lord sees fit, till, Lord willing, deliver us up. All right, so I'm going to play a couple clips, and as I've been saying lately, I'm going to spotlight different clips I've been seeing. And this actual clip takes place here in Boston. Now, I don't know what the movie is. I don't even know if it is a movie. But the key point that we're taking away from this is the scene is a scene of martial law. Okay? And now, throughout the years, we've been, talking about martial law, the shutting down of cities and towns and so on and so forth. And I think it's something that also needs to be brought, back to the table again, because this is going to be, and this is another major, component to Esau locking this place down and them trying to push that new world order. All right. We've always talked about martial law from the head apostles on down and many other brothers, and as the years have gone by, all the prophecies that have been popping up, we've been getting into them, we're getting busy, been getting down. But we just cannot forget about the martial law that's going to start taking place in different cities and different states and however they play it out. All right, let me play this quick clip and we'll get right back to you.
Martial law has now been instated by order of the President. The greater Boston area is now under control of the U.S. military. All citizens are reported to the nearest evacuation center for immediate transport. I repeat, all citizens are to report to the nearest evacuation.
Massive storms and other disasters triggered by the typhoons have forced millions to flee major cities. And with D.C. hit hard by a Category 6 hurricane that has left the capital completely flooded, this is the single greatest disaster in human history. The grim search continues as people around the world sift through the debris of leveled homes in the hope of finding missing loved ones. And though this sight is heartbreaking, it is unfortunately nothing unique. Cities around the globe have fallen under the weight of what many are calling the rise of the Titans.
All right. So there was a few different things that was taking place in this movie. As you see, everybody's being rounded up, and they had mentioned, everybody had to go to an evacuation point to be transported. All right. So that only means one thing. They're going to put you inside these concentration camps. All right. With that martial law. Martial law is not going to be you're going to be sitting in the house chilling. Martial law is they coming to take you out your house and bring you to an internment camp, if you will. Okay. Now, another thing that was made mention of in this little clip here, that there was catastrophic things taking place. Now, we don't know for certain or for sure how it's going to go down, but we do know that Esau is going to put something in play, and having, states and towns and cities, having them prepared, or a preparedness drill, if you will. They're going to file you right to where they want you to be. Okay. Now, this little boy, I don't know what he's doing. He pulled out the computer and started typing and all this other nonsense. But again, the highlight of this video is the fact that, they're showing you more and more in their movies and their TV shows. They're showing you exactly what they're going to do. All right? It's no secret anymore. Esau's not hiding anymore. He's putting it out there. Ready or not, here he comes. All right? Now, from here, I want to go here and play this other quick video called The Gray State. Now, we've been talking about this for quite a few years. And as a matter of fact, this dude, David Crowley, who was the director of this movie, The Gray State, and if you have been following it, now I'm going back 2009, 2010, maybe, when it really first came out. And if you was following back then, This dude was totally ecstatic about, producing this movie, how hard it was to get, locations to shoot the movie, so on and so forth. And all of a sudden, him and his wife and little daughter ended up dead in the house. They said he was on some type of suicide mission. They had on the spray painted on the wall, jihad and all this other shit. But that's Esau for you, man. If they don't like what you're doing, and if there's something that's going to be exposed that they don't want to be let out, you might as well, you about to cash in your chips, man. They coming to get you. Right? So let me play this quick video.
What is gray state?
Gray State is less a movie than it is a warning. We do not live in a dictatorship, but we do live in a police state. What we're going to see is the unveiling of this gray state foisted upon America. Americans believe that they can't do anything. And day by day, they're becoming correct. It's a game of numbers, and we're losing.
So that's pretty much it. It's going to kind of show his house and show him and all this other nonsense. But yeah, this is the thought process of what's taking place, man. This is really about to start going down from state to state, city to city, and we as the watchmen, we have to warn you. Why do you think we do what we do? All right, we've entered into a contract with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai that once we put our hands to this plow, we were going to be those watchmen. We were going to be those servants to warn you. And the scriptures speak about, the watchmen seeing the sword coming. Now we see the sword coming. And now that we see the sword coming, we are warning you. We're telling you. And we're not going to stop telling you until Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes down and finishes it. So we're always going to be on the obligation side to let you know what the hell's going on. That's just what a prophet does, okay, or a servant of the Lord does. All right. Let me go here. This is 2 Ezra 15. Now, 2 Ezra the 15th chapter is a revolving chapter, if you will. All right? Because everything that happens, everything that's happened and is happening, 2 Ezra can touch on it. It can spotlight different things that are going on. All right? And this is why these prophecies are so important. These scriptures are so important. Whenever you feel like, you need a pick me up, go read. You need to boost your spirit up. So let me read a little bit of this. 2 Ezra 15:1. It said, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." You see? And like I said a little while ago, why do you think we do what we do? Because we've been hired and ordained to speak the words of prophecy. These are the things that are happening. These are the things that are on the horizon. And a lot of what we speak of hasn't happened yet, which makes it that much more exciting, because when you're told something and it doesn't happen, or people don't believe it, and then when it happens, man, They're looking for you. They They got questions. How'd you know? When did you find this out? Wow, that's scary. That's what their sentiment is going to be. Okay, and it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." All right, they're faithful and true, and this is what drives us even the more to know that the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is faithful and true. Now, to the average individual in the world, they're not going to believe our report. They're not going to believe the scriptures. They don't believe the Bible. They don't believe in God. And these things are just man-made. These are written by man, and so on and so forth. You know all the cliches and the same old stories and same old song and dance people have, because they can't conform. All right? They can't conform to the order of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They live outside of this rule of ours, which is fine. It wasn't meant for you. If you live outside of it, it wasn't meant for you. Okay? And it says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." So anything that people say, any sly remarks, any scoffers and scorners and disbelief, we don't give a shit, man. We do not give a damn what you feel or what you believe or how crazy you think we are or how foolish you think we are. None of this has any impact on what we believe and how we feel through the Spirit of the Lord. Nothing. The Apostle Paul said it best. There's nothing that can take him or tear him away from doing this work. And this is why, speaking, like that will get your ass in trouble. And this is why you always got to give thanks to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for everything that you do. For every little revelation that comes to you. For everything that you're able to read. For everything that you're able to speak in his name. You got to give thanks, man. When we do these things and people, come up to you like, "Hey, how did you know?" And, one of the first things we say, "Hey, it's not of my own knowledge that I tell you these things. It's all through the Spirit of the Lord." Okay? And he needs always to be recognized and thanked. All right? Continuing on. It says, verse 4, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." All right? Now, verse 5 fits right into what we was just watching in these movies, man. The sword, famine, all right, death and destruction. And it's going to be, it's going to be catastrophic, man, to say the least. Throughout the years, we've been seeing these FEMA coffins, right? Stacked up, 100 high with, probably 1,500 stacks, probably more than that, 5,000 stacks of 15 or so feet high coffins. That's a lot of people, man. And not to mention, you can probably squeeze about 4 or 5 bodies in them bad boys. All right? So take heed, man. Truly take heed to what we're telling you. For it is our job, it is our reasonable service to come out here and warn you and to let you know. All right? Verse 5, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled." All right? So now they're really trying to solidify their new world order, if you will. All right? They're really trying to put the last finishing touches on this thing. But the Lord said what? when he is about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to cast him down. So we know that to be true. We know it to be true. He's not going to get very far in his enterprise. But the Lord's going to give him the green light to fulfill some of that wickedness. Absolutely. Okay? Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Right? And we being a part of the souls of the just, we definitely complain. We definitely cry to the Lord. How long, Lord? When are you going to take these devils down, Lord? How much longer we got to endure this, Lord? You know? And then, after as we say, we speak as men, but after we foolishly inquire of the Lord, because again, it's not on our timeline. It's not what we want on this day. It's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it was spoken best by, the Lord himself in the book of Matthew, the 26th chapter. After he exercised his ability to, cry out to the Lord. And he said, what? Not as thy will, but as thou will. So it's the Heavenly Father's will that we're all subject to. Whether you believe it or not, or whether you like it or not, we're all subject to his will. All right? So, all that being said, there's really nothing, you can do, with your own power to make this thing go a different way. Okay, continuing on. And it says, verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right. So all in all, the Lord is going to come back and fight for us, but we're going to have to endure some shit. It's not going to be no walk in the park. We're not going to be totally exempt from the judgments or the perils that are going to be upon this land. All right. But again, it may sound redundant. It may be mirroring every other show and video that brothers have been doing, but it's imperative that these things be done. All right? It's imperative. Because, one may say, oh, you guys said that last week. Oh, you guys have been saying that for years. Well, they're absolutely right. We did say it last week, and we have been saying it for years. But you know what? We're going to say it next week. And however, forever long it takes until the Lord comes back, we're going to continue to give it to you. All right? So at the end of the day, there's going to be no excuse for anybody to say, I didn't know, when that time comes to be face to face with the Lord. All right? We're giving diligence. We're making our bodies a living sacrifice. We're coming out here showing ourselves approved. These are things that go without saying, man. They go without saying. And if anybody wants to challenge our integrity, just look at our videos. All right? You want to challenge our character, just look at the videos that are still up on different sites, different social media sites. All right? So much so, when you go back and watch these videos, we have changed. Our physical appearance has grown, darker or withdrawn, if you will. Gray hairs, your eyes are darkened, your whole speech is different, because the toll that this thing puts on a man when he goes through these things. But the reward is so far much greater than any trials and tribulations that we're going to go through. So we keep on pushing, we keep on forging on, because we know the Lord has made a promise, and we know that the Lord said there's going to be a point in time where we're going to be on the stage and everybody's going to be marveled and amazed because we have stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So I'm going to end it with that. Like I said, I wanted to make it a quick one. The fact that, be mindful of the time that we're living in and the times that we're coming into. That martial law is a major component, man. It's a major component to Esau's so-called destiny, if you will. And rounding people up is what he does best. History shows you that. Martial law, they're going to take you and transport you to some type of holding facility, internment camp, indefinitely. All right? So, Lord willing, I'm going to see y'all in another. I say shalom.